Mentors with rivals and pupils are the three kinds of antagonists which will allow your protagonist to evolve the most. The mentor is incomplete before a relationship with the pupil. So the teachings of the mentor are incomplete. They're meant to be incomplete in order for the pupil to find a way to solve this incomplete teaching. The mentor is meant to be different from the pupil, and it can be deliberate or not. The mentor may want the pupil to be different from her, or the pupil may decide to be different from the pupil, but it is a prevalent element. The mentor is one of the most, again, alongside rivals, alongside pupils, most valuable antagonists for your main character, whether she's the protagonist or another antagonist. This value is verified through the content delivered, through the knowledge delivered, through the skills, the teaching delivered to your character, which will serve as foundations for the development of your character's goal, your character's behavior trait, and the ability of your character to evolve. Goals are multidimensionals. Since goals depend on relationships, goals are multidimensional. There's one dimension, one layer which concerns the character directly, one layer which concerns her relationship with another of these characters, and finally, a third layer which may concern the relationship between the two characters. So it is a synalagmatic relationship here. And the goals helps both characters. But there's also a fourth type of goal, or a zeroth type of goal. The goal which marks the relationship between your character and the story. In the case of the mentor, when it comes to the mentor's goal for herself, the mentor wants to create a legacy. That's her goal. For her pupil, she wants to raise her pupil. She wants to allow her pupil to grow. This relationship will allow them both to evolve. Both the mentor and the pupil have lessons for each other. And now, regarding the story, this propensity to evolve will allow both the pupil, the mentor, to face the adversity brought by the story. The goal of the mentor is to create a legacy and to allow her pupil to grow. How should she achieve this? The mentor will bring to the pupil problems. She will bring to the pupil issues that the pupil has to solve. It is all a matter of incompleteness. The mentor purveys half of the situation, and the pupil has to find the other half. And it will be verified in terms of trials and trainings. The first part, the trials, is the more experimental phase. It is experimental because it is even more incomplete than the training. Training will be a more guided phase. Trials and training are basically the same kind of exercise, but in one case, in the trial case, the pupil will have less information. In the case of the training, the mentor should provide a full procedure, and then the pupil will question this procedure, will look for flaws in the procedure by practice. The mentor has another role. She will sponsor the pupil. The mentor will provide resources to the pupil, and not necessarily only intellectual resources. It can be other kinds of resources. The domain factor, the main element that these resources should all provide, is that they're all incomplete. The attention of the mentor to the pupil is full, but what she delivers what she gives to the pupil should never be complete, because it helps the pupil both to create skills and to create to herself an alternative life. If you enjoyed this content and want to know more on this topic, check our video on the 6 surefire way to create an antagonist.